All right, let's talk about something that's a huge part of life for pretty much every student out there, video games. For some, they're the best thing ever. For others, especially parents and teachers, they're a massive worry. So, what's the real deal? And that's the big question, right? Are they a secret weapon for learning and chilling out? Or are they a total distraction that can mess up a student's path? You hear people arguing about it all the time. So, let's actually dig in and see what's what. Okay, here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at what makes games so addictive. Then, the surprising good stuff. After that, we gotta talk about the hidden dangers. Then, we'll figure out how to find a balance, and I'll leave you with one big idea to chew on. Let's do it. All right, section 1, the allure of the game. Look, before we can even start to talk about whether they're good or bad, we have to get our heads around why they're so ridiculously compelling. What's the secret? So, why are games so popular? It's not just one thing. It's kind of like a perfect storm. You've got that instant rush from rewards and leveling up, and then there's the social side. I mean, these are basically virtual hangouts now. Plus, they're on our phones, they're everywhere. You mix that with awesome stories and a little friendly competition, and yeah, it's pretty hard to resist. Okay, so what's the science behind that feeling? It all comes down to a little chemical in your brain called dopamine. It's the brain's reward system. Every time you beat a level or find some cool loot, boom, your brain gets a hit of this feel-good stuff. And game designers, they are absolute geniuses at this. They set up these rewards to keep you chasing that next hit, which is exactly why it can be so tough to just stop playing. But wait, it's not all doom and gloom and brain chemistry. Far from it. When you get the balance right, video games can actually have some amazing benefits, stuff that goes way beyond just having fun. So let's talk about the good stuff. For a lot of students, games are the perfect way to blow off steam after a stressful day. And get this, those super fast-paced games, they can literally make your reaction time faster and help you focus better. Plus, if you're playing on a team, you're learning cooperation, you're learning leadership, and for a student who's maybe a little shy, it can be an incredible way to come out of their shell and build some real confidence. And it's not just about social skills or being quick on the draw. No. This is where it gets really, really interesting, especially if you're a parent or a teacher. Games are actually being seen as a powerful tool for learning. Think about it. On one hand, you have the old school way, just memorizing facts from a book. Kind of passive, right? But on the other hand, you have learning by doing. There are games out there that teach you math or science by letting you actually play with the concepts in a simulation. You're not just reading about it, you're living it. And that kind of learning, it really sticks. But, and this is a big but, for all the good stuff we just talked about, there's a simple, undeniable fact. Every hour you spend gaming is an hour you're not spending somewhere else. And that brings us to the flip side, the hidden costs. This is where we need to have a serious talk about what happens when gaming crosses a line, when it stops being fun and starts becoming a real problem. The biggest risk here, and it's a serious one, is gaming addiction. And yeah, it's a real thing. We're talking about a loss of control, where things like homework and chores get completely ignored, and it starts to take a serious toll on a student's health and just their life. And it's like a domino effect, you know? It's never just one thing. Academically, concentration goes down the drain, homework doesn't get done. Physically, you're looking at eye strain, bad posture, and not nearly enough sleep. And mentally, it can lead to pulling away from friends, feeling anxious, even getting irritable. It's all connected. So the really important thing to understand is that this is bigger than just getting a bad grade or feeling tired one day. If a student wants to achieve big things in life, that requires discipline and self-control. And honestly, excessive gaming can eat away at those exact skills you need to succeed down the road. Okay, so we've seen the good and we've definitely seen the bad. So what do? Banning games probably isn't the answer. The real key is learning how to manage it. This is all about finding that sweet spot, that right balance. And listen, this isn't something a student can just figure out on their own. It's got to be a team effort. Parents have a huge part to play. You know, setting time limits, making sure other hobbies are happening. But schools are a big piece of the puzzle too. They can teach kids how to use tech responsibly and be there to offer support. All right, so for any students listening, here's a super simple but powerful guide for you. Step 1, set clear time limits and stick to them. Step 2, and this one is crucial, responsibilities come first, homework, chores, get that stuff done, then you've earned your game time. And step 3, make sure you're doing other things. Get outside, hang with friends in person, have offline hobbies. It keeps you balanced.
Okay, so let's bring this all home for a final takeaway. Look, it's clear there's no simple good or bad label for video games. It all boils down to one simple idea. It's not about the game, it's about how you play it.
At the end of the day, a video game is just a tool. It's neutral. It can be incredibly beneficial or seriously harmful. And what makes the difference? It's all about how, when, and why it's being used. It comes down to discipline, balance, and having some guidance. The power really is in how you approach it. So, I want to leave you with one final thought. In a world full of digital high scores and epic boss battles, what's the real final level? Is it about beating the game, or is it about mastering yourself?